Farmer Bob wants to know, can you explain the tools and processes you use to test individual parts of the game? How many levels removed are you from the developers?
Well, a lot of the tools we use are just Bioware developed for specific scenarios. I mean, we've got a lot of useful tools that come either out of QA or from the programming team. We actually, well, to the second point of the question, I guess they're pretty related actually, is we're really lucky at Bioware that we have a very integrated QA team. We are not any levels removed, really. I mean, we deal with the other developers, like the artists, the programmers, the designers, on a day-to-day basis. I mean, we chat with them, we have meetings with them, we're at their desks, and then if there's stuff like tools that we might need, I mean, they're the guys we go to get them. So we are really, really lucky. Like, we have a one-to-one partnership with everyone else in the studio, and I think it really benefits the game.
Okay, awesome. So, yeah,
and I mean, in a game like the size of Mass Effect, like, you think for this franchise, like, to test Mass Effect 3, we have had to test through Mass Effect 1 and Mass Effect 2. They're enormous games. It's mind-boggling, especially when you get a tool that, like, for instance, breaks out all the plot states, like all the different ways that you can play the game and make decisions. It's staggering. And having had to make Excel sheets to cover that before, it's both staggering and horrifying.
Now, when you first were presented with the game, and like when it first had all the dialogue in there, did you just like immediately run to the end to see all the endings before you started testing?
No, absolutely not. On Mass 3, you mean specifically, or in the franchise?
For like Mass 3.
Yeah, for Mass 3, I have to admit I couldn't resist trying to see what the endings were like, and I read through a lot of the early documentation, but I didn't jump right to the end. I mean, I wanted to have my own experience.
So you're a lot stronger than I would be about that.
Oh yeah, just straight to the finish, huh?
It's horrible, right? If I know there are spoilers out there and it's a particularly intense area, yeah, I can't help. I need to know what's going to happen. It's horrible. I'll be watching something on Hulu, immediately have to check the Wikipedia just to make sure a character doesn't die.
You too?
No, yeah.
I thought it was the only one. So now, what was it kind of like for you? Did you have to learn any programming when you became when you started working at QA, and like what was that kind of like going from writing to the more technical side of things?
Well, I mean, we've had to learn some on the job, but I mean, obviously, that's not my background. We have our teams split up a little differently, so it depends what side of the project you're working on, really. But like within QA, we have a tech and a content team that spend time, testing either mostly through tools or mostly in game. And then I'm part of the content team. So I mean, I have, through like working with the tech guys, picked a lot of that up, but it's not my day-to-day focus, really.
Okay, and now, have you ever used your like background in writing to just kind of sit down and be like, man, like, why did you write it like that? Just kind of, have you ever like suggested a change in dialogue options or something, or is that really not the type of feedback you give?
No, the writers are very open to that kind of stuff, and like within QA we do have a smaller subset team that works directly. Like they're basically the writers and the sim designers QA guys, and that's the exact kind of feedback they're looking for. And I was with them at the start of Mass Effect 3, and then I got shifted around. But it was really cool working with them too, because you can see like a direct impact on the feedback that you're giving. Just after having sat down with a writer and discussed, like, well, it doesn't totally make sense to me as a player why my character might do this, and then they'll ruminate on it and go back to their desks, and then you'll get a bug back, or you'll get an IM from them and saying, well, check it out in the next build, let me know what you think, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. And Chanel wants to know, since your background is writing, do you want to try to become one of the writers for Bioware?
I mean, there's always a pie in the sky, but right now the QA gig's doing pretty good, and I'm really, really enjoying it.
Okay, nice. So, wow, does anyone else have any questions? I need more monster.
I'm gonna ask you guys some questions. What classes are you playing in multiplayer right now?
Right now we're just kind of rocking out Soldier, but it looks like Drew's about to try and move on to
try something a
Sentinel.
little different.
Hey,
Yeah,
he's gonna,
soldier. That's awfully vanilla, you guys. You gotta experiment.
I know we should, but like, man, my background is entirely like Gears of War and straight up shooters. I'm not used to like biotic stuff. I only just started doing that with the playthroughs this weekend when I was doing Vanguard.
If you want me to fly your helicopter in Battlefield, good. This is a whole different animal. I'm loving it.
Yeah.
I think it's the Infiltrator is what I've been playing from home almost exclusively.
Oh, okay. So that's like infiltrate. That's a lot of biotics, a lot of dancing around and killing people with sword thing, or.
No, the Infiltrator is like the kind of the stealth class. They're the one that has the tactical cloak move, and they've got like the sniper buffs for their passive powers. What else do they have? And the one I play has the cryoblast move. So what I like to do is I use the cryoblast to freeze enemies, and then use it to get headshots with the snipers. So you can be at the end of the game with like maybe a mid-range kill level because you're shooting a little slower with that sniper, but you get so many bonuses off of your headshots that it's all worth it.
Nice. Now, God, how do you get headshots with the console? Like, I'm just not used to that.
Pure skill.
I'm
Click.
I can't use controller. Like, it's just so slow and horrible. I need my mouse.
Practice.
Yeah, practice. But like I said, you can cheap it out a bit too. Like with the like the Infiltrator, using the cryoblast, like it'll free enemies that don't have shields or armor. It'll freeze them, and then you can, once they're frozen, you can use that to get headshots. Another really good trick is with the Asari Adept who's got stasis. Use stasis, and it's even better than the cryoblast, because like in cryoblast they lock up and then they fall down, whereas stasis they just stay still, and you can get just free headshots for days out of that.
Mm-hmm. Now, in the kind of the least spoilery way possible, is there anything specific you would like us to, that you particularly love about ME3, like any environment or something that you think we should kind of pay a bit more attention to?
So, wait, sorry. So, without being spoilery,
is there anything that like you particularly love about ME3 that like a hidden gem that we should check out, like a specific environment or anything we should special we should look for in the game?
Yeah, without being spoilery, it's kind of tough. But
yeah.
I would say keep your mind on your henchmen, your party members. Think about them and talk to them as often as possible. If you're not already one of those people who talks to them after every mission, make sure to visit them.
Okay, so I guess that works. By the way, I'd like to just give a quick shout out to Video Girls Izzy in the chat. She was on the stream earlier this weekend. I think it looks like she just got back to New Jersey. So just want to give a quick shout out to her. So I may have already touched on this earlier, but Nika wants to know, like, what was the biggest and I guess worst glitch that you came across in your entire career as QA, let's say?
The worst what? Sorry?
Glitch.
Oh, well, I don't know. Worst and most memorable are two different things, because, I mean, the worst one are really boring ones. There'll be stuff like crashes, right?
Yeah.
Crashes are bad. They're about as bad as it comes, but they're not super memorable. Trying to think of some of the good stuff. There's a great bug in Mass 1 in which characters' eyeballs would pop slightly forward out of their head, like past their eyelids, and it would happen after like certain kinds of facial animations, but not always. So you'd be watching a scene, maybe looking for it, maybe not, and then talking to Ashley, and then all of a sudden her eyeballs pop out of her head, staring deep into your soul.
Oh god, that would freak me out so bad.
Yeah, it was freaky.
Oh, apparently the Hell Raider in the chat actually remembers that bug.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, so I guess I'll actually wrap up the this column now, since we're actually getting close to about the time when I think someone else is going to be calling in about 15 minutes, and I am just way out of questions right now.
Anybody else in the chat have any questions?
Yeah, does anyone else have any quick questions from chat? And yeah, thanks again, by the way, for calling in.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just glad I got here before Jennifer Hale did.
Yeah, you should totally stick around and watch.
Oh yeah, we'll be here all night.
Yeah, and also, everyone, don't forget, donate. Robin, I forget her last name, has agreed to match donations up to $1,000 until midnight tonight. So, yeah, last I checked, we're about just shy of $2,100.
Holy moly.
So, yeah, someone said, who's the dude behind you? And tell him we all say hi.
Alright, I'll tell him and he won't be pleased. Hey, Will. The internet says hi.
Alright, so again, thank you so much for calling in. And someone wants to have you met any of the voice actor celebrities?
Yeah, I've met Mark a couple times. And then at E3 this year, I met, well, now I feel embarrassed because I don't remember her name, but the woman who does Liara's voice.
Gotcha.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I don't remember her name either. But that's just because I'm bad at names. So yeah, again, thanks a lot for calling, and hope you stick around to watch us talk with Jennifer Hale for a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks very much, guys. It's been fun.
No problem. Have a good day.
Yeah, good luck, and
Thanks again.
I hope you're all right after the next, well, I don't know, what do you got, another 6 hours till it launches out there?
Another 7 hours, actually, until it launches.
Even better.
Yeah, and then playtime after that. Huzzah. So,
All right, okay.
Alright.
Then the longest night of sleep of both of our lives.
Exactly. So yeah, thanks a lot, and I look forward to playing Mass Effect 3.
Have a good night, guys.